It's hot. Damn hot. It's getting hot in here. To anyone not in the UK, it's probably like normal hot. But UK, it's stopped raining. The yellow thing is in the sky. We're not used to this kind of heat. It's almost in the 30s. It's about 28. It's just far too hot. There's a lot of electricity happening. It's very bright. I'm a bit, I had a long weekend. It was a great weekend. Really enjoyed myself. We'll talk about that in a bit. But it's hot. Is it hot elsewhere in the world though, or is it just the UK? I mean, I think at some point the trains will stop running, planes will fall out of the sky, cats and dogs living with each other. Apparently it's bloody freezing in New Zealand. Why? It's summertime. Should be hot. Oh yeah, New Zealand doesn't really exist, does it? Howdy woodsy. But yeah, it's definitely very hot here. I've got water, keep me refreshing. We're going to hardcore today. Hello, chat. Hello, subscribers. And hello, members. Hello, everyone of the 13th Fleet. Thanks for being a member. Hello, Mug Club members. Up to 59 of us. It's 92 here in Maryland. I don't know what that means, Timothy Fowler. Howdy. I don't know what that means either. Hydrate or die. Death, then. Death. It's about 88F where I am. I have no idea what that means. Damn Legion just says 13. That seems a lot more reasonable. 13 would be a lot more reasonable than what we've got right now. Just, a nice ice cream. Walk along. I even went for a bike ride earlier. You say a bike ride. It was about half an hour. But, I thought I'd stretch my legs a bit. It was too much. Thank you for inserting something witty here, Dats and Des. And thank you for being a member for 22 months. You absolute legend. Timothy Fowler is 33 years old. And Quicksilver said to the missus, it seems to have skipped spring in the UK. Yeah, I know. It went straight from winter to summer, didn't it? Where was the spring? It is the hot and the death. The burning death. Good evening, says Imperious Artifact. Do you have air conditioning? Now, Imperious Artifact, you'll have to tell me where in the world you are. Because there's a curious thing about the UK, which is called, we don't believe in air conditioning. It's law in this country. No air conditioning allowed ever at any point ever. What we do is, when it's raining, we complain about the weather, and when it's too hot, we complain about the weather, and when it's windy, we complain about the weather, and when the weather's nice, we complain. We a healthy dose of skepticism when the weather's nice. Because there might be a meteorite strike or a zombie invasion or something like that. You can't be too chipper if you're English. And English, air conditioning, far too sensible. We don't have air conditioning in the UK. It's banned, I think. A bit like firearms or Craft World Eldar. So, Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor, 88F. No idea what that means. Jasper Waller, sort of given up playing 40k and you're considering Horus heresy. I could field Imperial Knights, but are they any fun in Horus Heresy? Well, Horus Heresy is a great rule system. It's more of a war game than 40k. 40k is let's play with some miniatures and score some points and have some fun. Or 40k is I am going to collect this army and build this army together. Horus Heresy, more things happen, more weird things happen. It feels more wargamey. Are knights fun to play? You're going to need a minimum of 8 little knights. The way it works is the 2 little, the armigers, they work as troops, and for every 2 of them you're allowed a big one. You could probably do 6 little ones, but I think it is, if you bring 2 little ones are about 400 points and a big one is about 400 points. So it's 800 points for 2 little ones and a big one. That times 3, 6 little ones, 3 big ones is math, which doesn't come to 3,000, and the game is set around 3,000. So the way you get around it is you buy really big resin, really expensive ones that are more than 400 points, or you buy 8 little ones running around, or 3 for 1. Or you need more little ones, then you need big ones. I've never played nights in Heresy, even though I have them. I should really, so I can't tell you whether they're fun to play in Heresy. All I can tell you is it's a very fun game system. And if you've sort of given up on playing 40k, particularly if you played earlier, 7th edition and earlier, then I've seen the Horus Heresy scene growing and growing and building. And there's a reason why 50% of it is out of stock all the time, online all the time. It's because it's growing and growing. And if you like the hobby still, and if you like painting and you like collecting, but you've fallen out of love of 40k, then I would recommend Horus Heresy. Maybe it's the game system for you. Glasses make you cool AF. How can it be hot then? Thanks. The glasses, yeah, I'm going for cool. I try and go for cool. It's something I try and aim for. When I get out of bed in the morning, I'm thinking cool. That's what I'm trying to go for. Most of the time, don't look cool. Most of the time, look like fell downstairs into a face of ice cream or something, trousers down. Most of the time, basically look like mashed potato squeezed into a sock. But I try and go for cool. Hey up and Sam. Weather has been glorious today. It's lovely and hot. Yeah, I actually went outside. Hello, Blood Buffalo. I noticed your entrance. Let's give Blood Buffalo a warm hand on his entrance. There you go. I bet you've never had a warm hand on your entrance before. Or maybe you have. Give back 40k, all those 30k minis. Never going to happen. They've found a way to make us buy all of our more minis more often. It's like there's 2 sci-fi systems now, and there's 2 fantasy systems now. They're loving it. Like 5 years ago, there was like 1 and 1, really. Well, Heresy was around, but now 2 and 2. Where's my Deathwing 40k Leviathan Dreadnought? I don't know. Where did you leave it? If you figure out where you last put it down, maybe you'll find it. Bolt action is good. I hear a lot of people like bolt action. A lot of the older regulars have moved on to historical war games. AP Burns, where's by historical war games? Mind you, AP Burn, he seems to pick up a new game every other Tuesday. You like the thought of Heresy, but can't deal with more rules and expense. Well, that sums up the hobby. Rules and expense and paint on the fingers and a body odor and occasionally rolling dice. That's, yes. More rules and expense. There's too many rules. It's too much expense. I don't want any more. You gotta have some more, but I don't want any more. You gotta have some. Hold him down. This isn't a Slaanesh house party. It is now. Oh my God. More rules. No. More expense. No. Please. No. And before you know it, you got some red on you. Less rules and less rules changes. Well, actually, Heresy has got more rules, but much less rules changes. Blood Buffalo, thank you for your donation. Love you. Silly aside, Winters, BAC and MG are my favourites. What are you talking about? What did you talk about earlier? Blood Buffalo, BAC and MG are my favourite. BAC. Right, let's try and break this down. BAC, bacon and cheese sandwiches. Nice. And mashed grot are my favourites. Bacon and cheese sandwiches. I mean, cheese goes with everything and bacon's lovely. I'm down with that. Mashed grot, never tried it. Maybe with a bit of peri-peri mayonnaise on it, it might be lovely. Are you supposed to look a little bit like the comic character Andy Capp? Morty and Glory. What? Blood Angel Commander. Hey everybody! Hi Badger King! Right. So Morty and Glory and Blood Angel Commander are your favourites. Nice. It's good. Me, I'm more of a mint choc chip or Snickers ice cream kind of guy. Yeah. Yeah. These are the 3 best online 40k communities. No, Blood Buffalo. No. No. Not the 3 best. There is the greatest online 40k community, and then there are others. And the greatest 40k online community is the 13th Fleet. The members of Warhammer 40k's finest YouTube channel, the members of the winner of the 2021 No Retreat Legend of Legends Champion Tournament Legends GTC ITC LVO Champion, the 13th Fleet. We rise above all others, like a goat stood on top of Mount Everest with an air tank going like that. We stand above. What's your money on what is my money on this weekend? Potan or gin? I don't, Doctor. No, I'm assuming you're asking about the MMA on the UFC. I've been busy all weekend, so I've no idea what the UFC. That's 304, isn't it? I've no idea. I'm way behind. It's been a busy weekend. Hope to talk about it later. Sorry, that look at the camera was worth it. Only 10 likes so far, someone wrote. Well, there's 12 now, so someone else liked it. Aha! Yes. So, weekend. Why have I had a busy weekend, you ask? No one asked. But thanks for, taking part. There's a whole conversation going on. But, yeah, in case... what I'm doing is I'm jumping ahead, because I know one of you at some point is like, why have you had such a busy weekend? Why? Well... Thanks for asking when someone does. On Saturday, I played against Dark Angels Chris. Well, Farseer Chris. And he bought 14 now. Great. And he bought a lovely, mean and nasty Eldar force. So I threw Titans at them. And then after that, on the Sunday, it was the Horus Heresy event. Have you had a busy weekend? Yes, I have actually, Jackass Wood. Thanks for asking. Yeah, then on Sunday it was the Horus Heresy event at Padworth near Reading in a little village hall. And a members-only event. Just Craig was running it for the community. A member of the community running it for the community, which is why we stand above all others. It was gloriously done. Everyone had a jolly good time. Really enjoyed myself on that one. Got back from that about 8-ish. Had to turn the table around, get set up, ready for the morning. Next day, March of War, who was also at the Horus Heresy event. He stayed somewhere in the Swindon area. Came to my house the next day. I said, not before 9 a.m. Don't arrive before 9 a.m. And he turned up 3 minutes to 9. What an... Dude, just, yeah, he's an early morning person. I don't understand early morning persons. The morning, as far as I'm concerned, is the extra time for sleeping. Anyway, he turned up early, and then we smashed out a lovely Horus Heresy battle report, where there was over 500, and this is no word of exaggeration, 500 models on the table. There were 450 infantry on the table, and over 500 models in total, in a 3,000-point Horus Heresy battle report. And it was probably one of the funnest games of Horus Heresy. Nay, one of the funnerest games of Warhammers that I've ever played. It's up there. It'll be memorable. It's really up there. And I can't wait to share that one with you when I eventually get around to editing it in about 3 years' time. So that was good. And then, but that was like, ding, 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 ding. And then today was finally managing to have a shower after 3 days of not showering, scrape all the muck off of me, set up some editing things like that, go for a bike ride, pass out in the afternoon for about 10 minutes. I had a nap. I'm getting so old. And then get ready for this. So it's been lovely. I'm feeling a bit fatigued now, though. And I'm really looking forward to this weekend, which is another community event ran by the community for the community. This time Plant is running the Realm of Chaos 2-dayer narrative event at Farstorm Games in Cardiff. That one is going to be poggers. I'm pumped up. Is there anyone in the chat coming to Firestorm, or anyone in the chat who was at the Horus Heresy thing? And do you want to, it was good. The Horus Heresy thing was, but tell me if you're coming. The Horus Heresy thing was good. It was good. I brought Raven Guard, 2,000 points of Raven Guard, really good. I got to play against Blood Angels in the Heresy for the first time. They were really good. Wish I could get some Iron Circle. Yes, it would be nice. Iron Circle or Tyrant, Siege and Terminators for your Iron Warriors. It would be nice. Iron Circle, yeah. You played against a 289-man all infantry force. What's going on with the law goggles? It's just hot. It's just hot. I've put them on. It's because there's a light here and the mirror there and the thing that I'm a bit blind. I did nap on the couch. Yeah. I forget. I was watching some crap. I think I was watching Warzone on the YouTubes, and before I knew it, I woke up. I was like, bleh, spittle running down the side of my face, bits of cat fur pressed into my head. You know, that sort of thing. Apparently, naps help you live longer. Apparently, I saw it on the internet, on a YouTube short or an Instagram short or something. Apparently, if you have a nap a day, just a few minutes here or there, apparently you live longer, and you have less heart risk. So there's health benefits for it. So there you go. I was like working out by being asleep. Yeah. See, the Badger King, you're on holiday. Very sad. Have been not going to Firestorm. Drink beer instead. So, Torch, you're going to Firestorm. What you bringing? What you bringing, Phil? Torch? What is coming to Firestorm? Tell me what I'm up against. You're right as well, Adam Sand. The recent Ultramarines versus Orcs battle report was a very good one. And you've got to be careful with naps because sometimes they turn into sleeps. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Orcs versus Ultramarines one. I hope a lot of you guys enjoyed that as well. When people turned up with this old Rogue Trader-esque, most of it was Rogue Trader era or old era army. There were a few bits thrown in here that were later, but there was no Primaris certainly. With the OG lead sculpts, with OG conversion bits going on in there. And models he literally had, it's not models that he had sourced off the internet, but models he'd literally had kicking around his collection since 1986. What a legend. He had some models on the table that are older than some of you in the chat. That is a passion project right there. What an absolute legend. And very enjoyed playing it. So that's why I threw Orcs against him. When he said, I'm bringing this OG army, it's like, well, it's got to be Orcs. I mean, there's nothing more OG than... It was on the Rogue Trader cover. The Orcs charging the Crimson Fists before we even know that they were Crimson Fists. Even though on the cover they had Crimson Fists. But what a John Blanche killer cover thing. Yes. You are saving to make a Whitecaps 30k army, then Impulse bought Custodes, Auric Champions box set, start a Custodes army. Mean you've bought these fellas? I don't know if that is. Just this is what I'm currently painting. It's Constantine Valdor and a bunch of Custodes. 7 models, Valdor and some Custodes. About 1,300 points if you deep strike him in. Harry! Thank you for joining the 13th at Tier 3. You absolute legend. Welcome to the fleet, sir. Please wipe your feet on the way in. You get a free ration pack of binaric protein from one of the mess halls once a day, every day. So enjoy that. And either sign in as one of the guild workers or join the Militarum. Make the galaxy a better place. Thank you. Also, by being a Tier 3 channel member, not only are you a legend, but you get extra battle report every single Winter's Wednesdays. There's some narrative campaigns on there. There's some Necromunda campaigns on there. There's a lot of heresy on there, as well as all the regular 40k content. And tomorrow, there is a 4,000 point Horus Heresy battle report going up. Yeah, Timothy, you have a similar army. Not as good looking, but every bit as heavy. I know it's like a weapon. I like the idea that the toys themselves could kill IRL. Yeah, you're doing yours Aquilin with purple scheme. You're doing the equivalent, but oh man, you're doing a Custodes army. So if you're doing Custodes for Horus Heresy, I don't know if you've done Horus Heresy before, Blood Buffalo, but Custodes in Horus Heresy is a bit easy mode. Oh dear. Just remember to tone down your armies a little bit if you're going up against things that don't include Primarchs in them. Yeah, because the heresy is inherently unbalanced. Well, it's inherently balanced on one level because almost everything that people have is drawn from the same source, with the exception of you, because Custodes or Solar Auxilia or Mechanicum, almost everything is drawn from the same source, so it's inherently balanced at one level, but it's inherently imbalanced at another level because there's Titans in it and Primarchs. And I like it like that. I like it, the fact that it's got these weird, janky things going on, and the rule system is unapologetic about it. If you throw, see, in 40k, if you threw 1,000 Space Marines at a Primarch, they'd bring it down. In Horus Heresy, if you throw 1,000 Space Marines at a Primarch, it's called a Tuesday, and you might take a wound off them, which they might get back with. It will not die. You're never going to take down a Primarch. It's just the nature of the game, because narratively speaking, they couldn't, could they? Could they? You're doing it for 40k. Thus, my shame. Oh, okay. I got completely confused. But well done. Good. Enjoy. Oh, the Aquilin ones. I see what you mean. So you put a comment in there, and I kept going, but you mean 40k. Good. Great. Good. They're quite fun in film. How are custodians doing these days? They need a 20% point reduction across the board. Once that comes round, in our 78th patch notes, which will happen in June, July, August, September should be the next balance data slate, then they'll be playable. And maybe I'll have an army by then. When you finally make a heresy army, it'll be for the Khan. Khan, actually, he's very good in heresy. There is no air conditioning in England, Jim. I've already explained to people who are not Englanders in the chat that air conditioning is illegal in this country. We are not allowed it under law. Like, you know, you're not allowed lots of things under law that you would like. Like, for example, I would like a murder pit of knife ears where I feed a different Eldar to a giant Squig-off once a day. And I would call the giant Squig-off, I don't know, Jeff. And I feed one a day, every day, keep Jeff happy. But we're not allowed that in England as well. And air conditioning is right out. Evening Supplant. The lack of Xenos keeps me out of heresy. Yeah, man. They should do a book, shouldn't they? I mean, they've got the book for the Solar Auxilia. They've got the book for the Custodes. They've got the... Why can't they do a book, Codex Xenos? And then Codex Xenos have rules for Eldar in it. Have rules for orcs in it. Have rules for exoplanar Xenos demons in it. It would be epic. And then suddenly people who have got Xenos armies could play. But I don't think they'll ever do that because they don't want to cross the streams when it comes to the different models for the different systems. They used to cross streams, but these days they don't like crossing streams. It's not like they're going up against Tozar or something like that. Bowl of ice in front of a fan. I was trying to think of something to say to that, but it just sounds sensible to me, so well done. Need a fan, though. I mean, adding Xenos might get me into Horus Heresy. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking, yeah, there is no... Yes, I keep meaning to do a video, so this is another thing. I will get there, like the Iron Hands video. I am going to do a video on... I want to do the occasional Thursday video, like a talk. Look, I've got an idea, and the idea is... I've been hearing some things, so like between you and me, don't tell anyone else this. But between you and me, I've been hearing rumours from people in the know about the Golden Towers of Games Workshop behind the scenes Horus Heresy rule system. I've been hearing that there's been a little bit of division about where to go next. Because by any measure, the Horus Heresy has been a massive success. It was Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Fantasy. Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Fantasy. And then they wrote these bunch of books called the Horus Heresy thing. And now here we are with its entire own rule system, its entire own model range, and they keep running out of product. That's how successful it is. So successful, in fact, they thought, hey, let's do the same with Old World. So now they're at a point where, hey, look, this system is really successful, and there are some people behind the scenes at Games Workshop that want to stick their fingers in the pie, because as soon as something's going well at Games Workshop, there's always someone who will come along and screw it up. But there's the other side of the people at Games Workshop who are like, do not screw this up, do not screw this up, do not screw this up. So I keep meaning to make a video like shouting into the void about Horus Heresy 3.0 or Horus Heresy or my thoughts on or da-da-da-da, you know, to try and add some fuel to the fire. Yeah. Adding, where are we? Horus Heresy ain't broke, so GW will want to fix it. Exactly. Horus Heresy. Oh dear. See, what is... Imagine instead of changing the rule system and going to Horus Heresy 3.0 and Horus Heresy 4.0. Imagine if they said, actually, this rule system is so good that we're going to stick through it and just do a Codex 2.0 with new models and new things for everyone and leave the rule system as it is and celebrate and advertise like our best rule system ever, and we're not touching it at this edition, and do that for the next edition. Don't touch the main rules. More than that, and do that in a couple of years' time, like 4 years after the rules, and then do that for the next edition as well. Don't touch it in the next edition. Don't touch it in the next edition. Leave the core rules as they are, minus a few facts or rewording or something or other, but don't mess, and just add to the codexes. Bring out new models and new things and tidy up some of the stuff in the codexes, but leave the core rules as they are. That seems to me like something they could celebrate. Our best rule system. It also seems to me like all those people who get annoyed with 40k over time that fall into Horus Heresy have got this nice stable platform they can fall back into, like falling back into a bed of happy ferrets running around all over the place. But they should definitely do Xenos. They should definitely not screw around with it. Hello, Wolfboot Chronicles, aka Stylus, please change your name. Don't do Heresy 3.0. I agree. We all know that Middle-earth battle strategy game is the #1 priority. I remember going to the Horus into a Games Workshop ages ago when they first released Lord of the Rings, and the guy behind the counter was telling me, no, don't, because I was looking at picking up a Warhammer Fantasy Army again, a newer one, and he was like, no, you don't want to go into fantasy. No, it's all going to be Lord of the Rings. That's what they're all focusing on. Lord of the Rings is the future. They've got the IP to make all the miniatures, and Warhammer Fantasy, and it's all gonna die. And you're gonna play Warhammer Fantasy, but it's all gonna be set in Tolkien's world. He was dead set on that, and he was so wrong. You could have Tau and Horus Heresy. No, you can't. You could have Tau and Horus Heresy, but it would be small people sitting around a fire, banging rocks together and painting handprints on walls. What you're saying is 40k is being forgotten, especially Deathwatch for 30k and Old World. They're importing the new cash cow while forgetting the old 40k, hence all the new Legends units. Is that what I said? Okay, thank you. You recently got back into Epic. The Epic rule system. So here's another thing that Games Workshop, they nailed it. They absolutely nailed the new Epic rule system, Legio Impera, the Baby Titans Legio, that one. It's actually a quite dynamic, it's easy to pick up, it's quite a dynamic rule system, it's fun to play, it works really well, nailed it, 10 out of 10, said it in the time of the Horus Heresy. 0 out of 10. epic back in the day. You could play against orcs. You could play against Eldar, things like that. My mate had when the Eldar expansion came out, because we got the box set together, and he had a Titan and I had a Titan, and we played it. And within 6 months, the Eldar expansion came out, and he got the Eldar stuff, and I got his Titan back, and and that's what we did. But no, lo, saith someone at Games Workshop, how do we want to make less money? I know the answer, saith second person. We shall set it in the time of the Horus heresy, so no one can play Xenos against it ever. That sounds like a genius idea, Todd. Let's put that one on the menu. And so they did. I want to make less money / Games Workshop. And they're making billions. They're making trillions. But some of the business decisions they make are shocking. Really very surprising. I love Legions. Yes, see? Legions is lovely. The Badger King. I need to paint my Legion Imperialis after Squig. Badger King. Thank you for painting 1,000 Squigs for March of Winters this year. Another community event that is sold out at Element Games in Manchester. I really appreciate you painting 1,000 Squigs so everyone who goes along can play Squig game. I am going to tweak the rules a little bit. I had a big think about it, and I'm going to tweak a few things. I need to talk to you because the sheet that explains the stuff, I want to change a few bits, and I think the sheet that you gave me with the copy of the thing, I think I can't edit it. So I'd like to edit it, or rather get you to edit it, or talk you through. Anyway, I've got an idea about it. Todd Howard, 1,000 Squigs. Yeah, literally 1,000 Squigs. Death Watch in 30k. Death Watch in 30k. I've seen Lord Inquisitor Vex. I'm seeing the other things like, are you intoxicated? Winters, are you intoxicated? No, mate, I'm hot. This is me normally. Thanks, though. I wish I was intoxicated. This is water, hardcore, Asda, sparkling water. My mind gets very distracted. Are you intoxicated? Yeah. Not Pims. No, it's not Pims. If you ever came to an event, and there's quite a few people in the chat, you'd realise that this is very normal. Yesterday, hey Winters, how you doing? Hey from Texas. Hi Texas. So Sunday, I was at the Berkshire Horus Heresy event ran by members for members. And stay on target, stay off target, exactly. And what happened was, when you say like, are you intoxicated? What are you like? There was a bit in the game. I was playing a doubles with a dude who came all the way down from Scotland, and we wanted to deep strike in to do this assault. And if we pulled off this deep strike, we'd have won the game. There were 4 whole units coming in. The only thing holding the backfield, the traitors standing firm in the backfield, all they had is some tactical marines. They did have some killer units, but they were kind of out of position over here looking after the warlord with some terminators and some big heavy hitters over there. And there was a sweet spot on this side of the battlefield where we could have deep struck in, smashed through the tactical marines and a couple of the empty rhinos there, and held a really good footprint down in their table half, and I rolled a 1 for disordered, which means the first unit drops in and the other units end up a million miles away. And I collapsed to the floor screaming, no, no, oh my emperor, no. That's very normal for me to get all emotional, scream and shout and cry and roll around on the floor in a village hall near Reading on a Sunday. That's a normal Sunday for me. The champ I was playing with, the Ultramarines player who came all the way down from Scotland, was somewhat startled by my behaviour. But you've got to enjoy the game. You've got to scream and shout. That's what football fans do. That's what children do when they throw sticks at ducks in a pond. You know, you scream, you shout, you make noise, you have fun, you shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on. I'm talking to you. Badger King, thank you for gifting a membership. Love you, babe. Love you even more that you're painting 1,000 Squigs. Thank you. GG's in the chat for Badger King. He's an absolute legend. That's rough, though. It was a bit rough. But it was hilarious. And it was clearly that one dice roll, rolling a 1 or not, being disordered or not, was ultimately a game-winning move. If I hadn't rolled a 1, we'd have won the game. Because I did roll a 1, we'd lost the game. No CP reroll, no ifs, no buts. It just came down to rolling a dice. No modifiers in play, no minuses to hit or transhuman, just a dice. Don't roll a 1. And I rolled a 1. And that swinginess, that gloriousness is one of the reasons why the Horus Heresy rule set is so fun. Go hard or go home, exactly. I'm a Bills fan. Unreasonable emotional reactions to games. It's how we live. Yeah. When does American football season start again? August, isn't it? September. Have Denver got a quarterback yet? You know, I've been out of the loop off season. Heresy is big and scary. Do you just play the game system? You just play what you want to play. You can play 40k, you can play Blood Bowl, play Necromunda, play Heresy, play whatever you want to play. I like the sci-fi setting, so I'm playing both, and I'm privileged enough to have the time to be able to play both. But even then, there's a lot of stuff going on in the head when you're holding on to both rule systems. You know what I mean? Hello, all the way from Russia. Hello. It's still real football season. What is real football? Pre-season August. Yeah. Have we got a quarterback yet? I don't know. Get into Kill Team instead. It's small and inviting. Are you in Kill Team, Lord Inquisitive X? Kill Team, the skirmish type level stuff like Kill Team, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, Mordheim, The number of people who play Kill Team versus the number of people who play Blood Bowl is there's a 10-to-1 difference in Blood Bowl to Kill Team. Blood Bowl and Necromunda are vastly more popular, have huge communities, and sell a lot compared to Kill Team sells a lot of miniatures for people who are collecting 40k. Like they sold out all the Night Lord Kill Teams for people who are collecting 40k. So they think Kill Team sells really, really well for people playing Kill Team, but the number of people who actually play Kill Team, there's a significant proportion out there, but it is significantly less than Necromunda and Blood Bowl. They're very, very popular. So Kill Team is better though. Is it? I'm in Kill Team and I love it. Yeah, Kill Team is for the people who play it, people who want to play it. Yes. Games Workshop have always been good on the skirmish games. Blood Bowl's been around forever. Space Hulk, all those skirmish level games where you've got a squad of 10 or less, they've always nailed them. And Kill Team, they nailed as well. A bit sweaty sometimes, Kill Team, but Mitch, not Keith or Rob. The Squigs, March of Winters, as soon as you're asking, is we're going to play Squig Game, which is a game of Warhammer 40k using squigs like dodgeball. That's the game. That's how serious we take events that are run. Well, my events. That's how seriously the 2021 No Retreat Legend of Legends champion, LTC, ITC, GCSE, LVO champion takes these events that he runs. Let's have some squigs and throw them at each other. Squig dodgeball. Let's turn that into a sport. So yeah, that's what that's about. Thanks for asking. Kill Team is popular in my local meta. Maybe they measure by rulebook sold. Yeah, Kill Team, look, Kill Team is not unpopular. Kill Team is popular. Kill Team sells everywhere. There's big online communities for Kill Team. I just said they're just outnumbered by other skirmish games. It's a bit like the difference between like Sigmar and Warhammer 40k. Like they sell 5 times as much Warhammer 40. Half of all sales for Games Workshop are Warhammer 40k. Half is everything else. So it's a bit like that. It doesn't mean that Sigmar isn't popular. It doesn't mean that strawberry ice cream isn't popular. But strawberry ice cream, let's face it, is a fail compared to chocolate ice cream or caramel ice cream or mint choc chip ice cream or even vanilla ice cream is superior to strawberry ice cream or banana ice cream or any kind of fruit ice cream, fruit and ice cream, let's face it, shouldn't mix. If ice cream needs to be mixed with something, nuts, chocolate, more cream, a bit of a swirly thing, but not fruit. Why are you putting fruit in the ice cream? It's like little, imagine like finding raisins in your ice cream, or like finding little pellets of cat poo or rabbit poo while you're eating. It's like, why has someone put raisins? I was enjoying my ice cream, and now someone's stealthily forcing me to eat fruit. I mean, guys, Raspberry Ripple is not torch. Raspberry Ripple is king. Is just, that is fake news. Raspberry Ripple is not king. It's disgusting. What about sorbet? Sorbet is ice cream without the cream. It's just better with cream. What about rainbow sherbet? Rainbow sherbet isn't fruit. Ice cream with rainbow sherbet on it. I like the idea of that. Love sorbet. Sorbet. Now listen, ice cream, guys. Favorite ice cream out there, top tier ice cream. If we're putting the ice creams in tiers, then, and we've already agreed 100% with everyone here that strawberry ice cream is clearly the lowest tier. I mean, it's just, of all the other flavors you can choose, if you pick strawberry ice cream, then I'm sorry, it's just, off the Cadia with you, I think. Basic AF, vanilla bean is great. Vanilla bean ice cream is lovely. Those outside the UK probably aren't aware of something called Cornish clotted cream, but that's like a vanilla Cornish clotted vanilla ice cream. Oh, sir. Ooh, suits you, sir. Ooh, I could smear that on my nipples. Salt and caramel. Now you're talking. Chocolate ice cream for the win. Now you're talking. Smother that on your nipples. Or on someone else's. Delicious. I once had a problem with, those Snickers ice cream bars that you can get? I had a problem with them. Like every time I went to Asda, I had to get a box of Snickers ice creams. And then I'd get them home and they'd be gone in 2 days. And every time I went, another box of Snickers ice creams. And particularly when you get like 3 for 2 or something like that. Like 3 boxes for the price of 2. I had so much of a problem. I've done this with the Milky Way rolls as well. I've done this a couple of times in my life. But I had so much, it was a problem that in the end I decided to buy like 6 boxes of Snickers ice cream and said, I will eat as much as I want. Whenever I want to eat them, I'll just eat them. And I smashed those things in 4 days. Since then, I haven't had another Snickers ice cream bar. It works. It works. Cornish double clotted is the thickest ice cream ever. Lord Inquisitive X, you know. Cornish clotted cream on the beach, on the summer. Well, maybe not on the beach around England these days because we're surrounded by poo. Mint choc chip is solid. I'm a basic though. Vanilla all day, just like my Space Marines. What would be my favourite flavour of ice cream on its own? On its own, just an ice cream on its own. Was it Häagen-Dazs Pralines and Cream? Häagen-Dazs Pralines and Cream would probably be a steer for me. I've also eaten myself sick of things. It's a good strategy. I agree. Yes. It's a great strategy. It works. Is that an English thing? Eating yourself sick or something? No, it's a stupid idiot thing. Don't do it. But it works. Birthday cake ice cream. Is it a cake or is it ice cream? Is it a stealth suit or is it a towel? Who knows? What is it really? Is it birthday cake? Is it ice cream? Or is it a cookie? If you put a cookie in the top of it, then it's a birthday cake ice cream with a cookie in it. Oh my God. Yeah. Ice cream birthday cake is not so big in this country, but Do you have a Warhammer cafe in the UK? You should have, right? I think the Warhammer cafe type things that you're thinking of are definitely European / American type things. Here, we don't really have Warhammer cafes. What we do have is Warhammers. We have the Warhammers stores, and the cafe side of things will be done by Bad Moon Cafe, Element Games, will be done by local gamer stores and things like that. So, yeah. What about Calippo? Now, Jackus Wood, now you just see Calippo is fruit, but it's not an ice cream. A Calippo, you see, that's a stick of dynamite in the narrative there, isn't it? Blowing the narrative apart. So you're not talking ice cream, you're talking about a fruit sorbet icy stick thing. What about it? It's got great cooling potential. You can hold it against your head. When you were younger and you were sucking on the Calippo tube, it guaranteed down your chest. You'd come home and you'd be partially green, partially pink. I mean, marks out of 10 for messiness. Definitely an 8.2. Yeah, it's good, Calippo. But does it beat pralines and cream ice cream? No. Yeah, I'm sorry. Why are we talking about food again? I don't know. I love food so much. You had some Dark Angels flavored drinks in the DW flagship store in Tokyo. Dark Angels flavored drinks in the GW flagship store in Tokyo was real good. That sounds awesome. Wish I could go. Ice lollies are not ice cream. They don't count. With the new rules for Titanic walking through walls, are you planning on playing Chaos Knights or Imperial Knights? I hadn't planned on playing Chaos Knights or Imperial Knights anytime soon. You'll have to... Can we walk through walls again? That's something that's completely missed me by. Can Titanic stuff now walk through walls? They probably brought that around because of the way tables are set up for tournaments. There's barely any gap to stick anything in now. So there's literally parts of the tables that Titanic units can't get to because of tournament table setup. So it'd be nice if vehicles can move through ruins again, which would be good. So yeah, is that Stephen Neal? Is that allowed now? Stay off target. Was there a target today? Fruit ice cream, nutrient paste, and bars of corpse starch. It is. It is now a rule, is it? What do I? So it is now a rule. Okay. What do I think of the New Sisters Codex? I was away when the New Sisters Codex came out. I'm fortunate enough that Games Workshop sent it through to me. It's still in its wrapper. So I can hardly give you good feedback on the New Sisters Codex because I haven't even opened it yet. Oh dear. I'm going to give it to Sultan. Sultan's got a sister's army. I am playing Sultan on next Thursday. He'll probably get the codex before then, and we'll probably play against sisters because he asked for it. So will I film it? Normally, if I'm playing against Sultan using one of the new codices, codici, then we typically don't film the very first game unless he's feeling particularly confident with the rules. Would normally play, stretch out our legs, get on a new pair of socks, that sort of thing. And yeah, and then if he's got his head down, then we'll play it. So I have no idea about the new. How is it? What do you think about the New Sisters Codex? What is it good? Is the New Sisters Codex good? Badger King is right. What is Badger King right about? I have no idea. You play Sisters and did order a codex, but I got to wait for months for it to arrive in Moscow because GW doesn't want Russians to play Warhammer. Yeah, there's a war going on, isn't there? There's a bit. Let's not get into politics, but yes, there's lots of things happening in the world, real things. Just get in the way of people's hobbies. Should probably have difficult terrain test to see if the knight falls into a basement or not. So what you're saying is, so what I've learned this evening, see, this is good doing these live streams. I've learned this evening that I've got to look harder at the new balanced data slate update thing, because I completely missed the fact that knights can walk through walls. So I'm going to write that down. Knights can walk through stuff. Need to check that out. So many changes, more often. And then they release changes. And then like literally a week or two later, they do a FAQ for the change that they released. It's difficult to keep up with, isn't it? Are you guys keeping up with everything? I mean, I'm a professional. A professional what? No idea. But I'm a professional something, and I can't even keep up with it all. It's too much. It's too much. Watch 40k in 40 minutes. They've used Sisters. Seems like a solid book. Good. Yeah, it's pretty strong. My buddy plays Sisters. Nice. So it's going well. The Sisters book is a good one, is it? On the topic of politics, was Guilliman right or wrong with expurging half of the High Lords of Terror and replacing them with his own handpicked candidates? He was definitely right. There is a series of books by Chris Raitt, I think it's 2 books at the moment, called Watchers of the Throne. You should read that. And it does involve Terror and the High Lords and Guilliman and his arrival and the Noctis Eterna, when the Astronomicon went out. It involves that time, the Great Rift literally happening. And yeah, the High Lords of Terror are a bunch of useless Egypts, and liquefying them all. They got kind of likely. If I was Guilliman at the time, I would have just dropped them into a massive blender and pressed the on button. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oddly, keeping up is the fun. I have kids. I get one hobby. So changing constantly allows constant hobby fix. Nice, man. Yeah, keeping up is part of the fun. Yeah. I've always played the hobby as it is in front of me. Whatever codex, whatever rule set, whatever thing. That's 40k. That's the version it is now. I am playing that version now. I'm playing 10th edition now. Played 8th edition, played 4th edition. I played whatever edition's in front of me. I play that edition, that codex, that thing. And I don't look back at the previous editions. Don't look back and thinking that this is what it is now. This is the game system. And everyone who's coming into the hobby new for the first time doesn't know about all the other ones. This is their game system, and they're playing that now. It's all fun and exciting. That's what I play. And to be quite frank, if it was exactly the same game, same codexes, same rules, same everything that it was 20 years ago, would I still be playing it now? You know, change and evolution helps keep the interest going, keeps the old grey cells, the grey matter firing away, which contradicts what I said earlier on about heresy, but they could keep the main rule system the same, but evolve with the codexes, with new releases, new stories, and things like that instead. So, yes. I'm very much looking forward to the Guilliman Lion meeting and interacting as well. That's something that they could have nailed in the Lion story, but I'm looking forward to seeing that come together. There's rumours that there's going to be a range of books happening, dealing with all of that, dealing with now and then, dealing with here now in the 40k universe. There's rumors of that, like a Beast Arises, or like a Solar War, or like a something that all the authors get together and help write. You've got the Dawn of Fire series, which doesn't count in my opinion. Dawn of Fire is just Dawn of there's something missing in that one, but something that helps tidy the room together. Tie the room together. That they're going to do something like that. There are rumors of that, and I look forward to seeing what happens. More Night Lords, more Decimus. It'd be fun if Guilliman and Johnson never meet, despite both being about. They could do that, because the Lion is in Imperium Nihilus. He's on the other side, and Guilliman is in the south. He's in the safe bit. They don't necessarily have to do the meeting. However, where was Wormwood and the bit from the Dark Omens book? Is that in the south or is that in the north? Who knows? I don't know where they really are now. At the end of the books, they were on either side of the Great Rift. So yeah. I'm sure they're going to do some solar war. So I'm sure they're going to do some. They've said they're going to do some scouring aftermath bits from Siege of Terror as well. So, any idea when the next Beckwin novel will be out? No, I wait with bated breath. Have I ever watched a fella from Snakeworks Studio on YouTube? No. Snakeworks Studio. I think you'd have a hilarious collaboration and battle report together. Snakeworks Studio. Is he in the UK? He could always contact me. I just farted. Evening, guys! It's James March from marchofwar.co.uk. For all your basing needs, for all your hobby madness, other than your normal hobby madness, like different arms or bits or pieces or things, go to marchofwar.co.uk. Gate of Bones and Blood Buffalo, Gate of Bones and Sea of Souls are really good for Dawn of Fire. The rest is okay. So I didn't like Gate of Bones. I mean, I think the problem was I was listening to Dawn of Fire on the Audible, and I don't think the narrator on the Audible was that good, because a good narrator can really make or break a book. Because I was listening to it on the Audible while I was painting away, and I think the narrator killed it for me. Basically, if it's not Jonathan Keeble or Toby Longworth, then it might suck. There's a couple of other guys out there who are pretty good, but those two reach a whole other level. You know what I mean? Got any recommendations for places that sell marble-style bases? Yes, marchofwar.co.uk. I read a physical copy. Narrator is bad. Yeah. Okay. So, see, the Gate of Bones story, it felt quite... I like the tank guy, the chaos guy in the Vindicator rolling around. The Imperial officer running around in the ossuary below the city with all the crap. That was pretty... There was some good books there. The Custodes weren't written as complete idiots as well. Sometimes Custodes can be written as idiots, but you got to realize that they're also geniuses, as well as they're very, very clever people. They can do math. They can count above 10 without taking their socks off. They're very clever people. So I like it when the Custodes are smart. You know what I mean? So Andrew James Spooner is one of your favorites. He did great in the Luthor's book. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of the readers. There's a couple of narrators in the Black Library series that I don't know other than Toby Longworth and Jonathan Keeble that I actually quite like. But those two, when it comes up at the beginning, dun, 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 welcome to a Black Library, they say that bit at the beginning without the written by Dan Abnett, narrated by Toby Longworth. You're like, oh, phew, it's Toby, because no one checks. Who checks it beforehand? I don't check it beforehand, but he's good. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're in love with Warhammer, but haven't read a single book. Well, you're in for a treat, my friend. I would recommend in Arosha, if you can get your hand on, say, the Eisenhorn trilogy, either on Audible or on Kindle, read that. You'll love it. There are some great books. There are other ways to enjoy this hobby other than just codexes and dice and things. There are other ways to enjoy the hobby, and the stories that some of these geniuses have come out with is definitely another way to enjoy the hobby. Winter should narrate them. I'd listen to them. Cool. When can we look forward to a Pariah Nexus game from you? I don't know. A Pariah Nexus game? I have no plans for the Pariah Nexus games. Should I have plans for the Pariah Nexus games? And why should I have plans for the Pariah Nexus games? See, part of the thing is, people turn up here. The whole thing happens because I meet people off the internet and play with them. And most of the people who come up here are doing it once. Some people are doing it more than once. And they've got a plan, they've got an idea, they've got a story, they've got an they've got an R, they've got a mission they want to play, they've got an army they want to play, they've got a project that they've spent the last 6 months getting together, like an original OG rogue trader type / lead type thing, and they want to get it on the channel and they want to see what it looks like. They want to do that. And then, so I can't, 9 times out of 10, I can't turn around and say, right, we're doing Pariah Nexus today. Most of the time I'm at the mercy of the winds, but I could potentially do one with Sultan or something like that. But yeah. Do you think Toby Longworth has many armies? I think Toby Longworth has all the armies. What a legend. Keeble really puts 150% into every. Yeah, and the voices, does the voices really well. You could play yourself. I played with myself a little bit during lockdown. And it was very fun playing with myself during lockdown, but also very lonely. There are plans, Krug, to film some old world battle report reps in July, in a couple of weeks' time, actually. Getting together some old world armies is taking time. I've sort of given that over to the unpaid interns. To hey stylists, hey other people, why don't you do all of these things, and then we can hang out together, drink coffee, eat hobnobs, roll some dice, and you do all the hard work. I'll just point the camera and talk. So that's what we're doing. You know, copy of June from London. Got to finish. Yeah, the Warhammer books, dude, are much better than June. June, the first one's pretty good. But book 2 starts going into prose. It starts he starts talking to you rather than a story. It becomes like a bit like June gets very difficult later on. I mean, in book 6, Frank Herbert himself is in it on a farm with his wife. He's in his own book. It gets a bit weird. You remember the COVID game? It was a bit stat game, though. Warhammer 40k took a lot from June. In June, there is a God Emperor of Mankind. There are navigators. There is the Emperor of Mankind. There is the Imperium. They had a war against AI, which they call abominable intelligence. June is, let's just say Warhammer 40k took a lot of experience, took a lot of things from many different things. Inspiration, that's the word, from many different things. It just stands out a lot in the June universe. Juno has had a big, lasting, ongoing legacy for all of sci-fi in the same way Asimov has. It's had a lasting impact. It's a seminal piece of work in the same way that Tolkien has for fantasy. So it's hard to, I mean, there was sci-fi before Dune and then there's sci-fi after Dune, essentially. It's a seminal piece of work. So you can hardly not leave any references open to Dune or tiebacks to Dune somehow in the universe of sci-fi. It's hard not to, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I loved Carl Urban in RBTs. I mean, Dread. Yeah, man. Dread with Carl Urban, one of the best comic book movie adaptations of all time. That and Blade, the OG Blade 1. They're just really, really good comic adaptations. I love them. Yes, and that was good. But yeah, so what was it? Yeah, so I was away this weekend, did the Horus Heresy event, got to play against Blood Angels for the first time, rolled a 1 for the Disordered Deep Strike, which was really annoying for the second one, but also really fun at the same time. Laughs and tears were had, people exploded, it was lovely, really enjoyed the weekend. On the Monday, played a game against 500 plus models, Imperialis Militia. It was one of the best war games, one of the best hobby experiences. I will remember that one for a long time that I've had in years. It was one of the best games that I've played ever. I just remember smiling all the way through it, and James from March of War.co.uk smiling all the way through it. It was an excellent game. Can't wait to share that one with you. This weekend we're going to Realm of Chaos. This week I'm painting Custodes. I've put my iron hands down for a bit. Because I want to finish off the Custodes, and because I've painted about over 100 infantry for the Iron Hands right now, so I need a break from black and silver. This week, after the weekend, next week, I've got 4 games lined up in the 7 days, and I'm filming 3 of them. Tomorrow an Australian is coming over, all the way from Australia. Well, no, this Australia is in the UK doing the rounds with a wife and a sprog, and hit me up and said, hey, can I swing by? And so we're meeting up. So that's going to be fun too. And then hopefully this ridiculous weather will start easing off by the weekend, because us people in England, we're not used to this sort of thing. What are you painting that's black and silver? The black and silver is the Iron Hands. I've been painting lots and lots of Iron Hands. 2024 is the year of the Iron Hands project. I'm going to have over 10,000 points of Iron Hands for Heresy by the time I've done. Yeah, but in the middle of that, I did a bunch of vehicles for 40k. So I've added some stuff for the 13th, and in the middle of that, I'm doing some Custodes for the Horus Heresy as well. Also, Den of Imagination, the best painting studio in the Sol system, are sending back another commission, because just before the Orcs Code, I've got some more Orcs coming. So I'm looking forward to running different Orky lists when they come by as well, because I'm really enjoying playing Orcs at the moment. They didn't screw up that codex. You know, the way that they screwed up the Tyrannid Codex, that it needed a 2.0, and the way they screwed up the Admech Codex, they screwed them up. That's why the balanced data slate is as big as it is. But Orcs, they're good. And Necrons are good. They're about on the money. And you guys are telling me Sisters are good as well, and they're about on the money. So I'm looking forward to Morks and Orcs and things like that. Lots of hobby projects on the go. It's very exciting. That is an awesome thing to say. I'm a total coward. I read Horus Rising, then got scared to continue. Didn't want to witness it all going sideways. Yeah. That's what happens. Horus Rising is a great book. To see Horus as a good guy, and to see Abaddon and Luke Cederay and Space Marines laughing and joking and slapping each other on the shoulders. Horus Rising, before murder. It's the last time you could see the idea of the great Imperial project, how glorious it could have been. And then, if you did keep going, it definitely goes sideways. And by the time you finish the end and the death, you're in a grim dark future. There is only war. Have fun. G'day, Rolfus. What's my setup like? This is the small room. There's a painting area here. Here is my editing area with Xbox there. This is the gaming area. Game here. Calendar there with my whole world on it. Painting there. With a few boxes around of toys and things. Like, you know, box of toys. Projects. So this is a typical hobby hole. I've seen Sultan's hobby hole though, and Sultan's hobby hole is lovely. It's like a hobbit hole but nicer. This is this one. Through there, you've seen that one in all the videos. That's that one. That's what my gaming setup looks like. Yeah. So all the prized models, all the prized scenery, everything. I try and keep this room, this is like a work in progress area. I try and keep everything else in there. But honestly, I haven't got enough space. And I'd really like to convert the loft all the way down so that I could fit 2 tables. So then all of this could go. Then we could get the house back, basically. So you could turn one new room into a yoga room or something. This could turn back into a normal guest room. We could get the house back. And then if I was in the loft, the whole length of that, then at one end, I would have like a setup for a studio with sofas and things and podcasts and all that sort of stuff. The other end, I'd have a painting setup for more than one person when I have friends over and things. And I could fit 2 tables in there, which is important because sometimes you could put the 2 tables that way and make a 12-by-6 board and do 10,000 point games of Horus Heresy or 10,000 point games of Warhammer 40k. Get some proper lightning in there, and I'd love to get that set up. That's the dream. That's the hobby dream. It'll cost, I don't know, 20,000-30,000 pounds to have a loft conversion, but she's agreed on it in principle. It's taken years to bring around to the idea, but she's agreed on it in principle. Unfortunately, being a YouTuber, it's not something I could really borrow money to do. It's something because, you know, I'm not hardly in the most stable profession. It's, you know, this isn't a career. This is something that happened by accident, and here we are, and it's lovely. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave me. Yeah, but hopefully we'll put some money aside. We'll be able to save up and get something, get it done. So that's the plan. That is the plan at the moment. We haven't saved anything yet, but she's agreed on it in principle, and I'll get a whole new hobby set up. Hopefully in a couple of years' time. That would be lovely. An awesome hobby sex dungeon, the whole length of my house. I really, really enjoy. I hope so. I hope so. I was even thinking about doing a GoFundMe on it. I've been thinking, talking to people, ideas. You know what I mean? I'm browsing for gaming mats. Are you using 6x4 or 45x60? Both. I use both. But the table is 6x4, and bigger tables are better, right? But I've got I've got a chunk of both. Love those 5,000 point games that you do with Soul. I like them too. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. I also like big games, and I cannot lie. So crowdfund it, man. You could start building next week. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was thinking. See, part of the problem is, Mr. Fields, is I'm also very lazy. So I need to figure out how to set up the crowd, and we could get the crowdfunding thing set up with some stretch goals in it. I know the idea, and I know people do it, but that's all I know. I haven't looked online. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I should do. There's loads of things you could do, but what should you do? It's just a dream at the moment. The dream would also include some banners hanging down, like the banner of the eternal heroes, and then people who donate like £100 or something could get their name on the banner of the eternal heroes, and maybe like a really big banner for the banner of the stupid, crazy, rich people heroes who don't. I don't know. And we could have the names. And there's ideas. I'm in the ideas phase. I'm in the poking my wife to see that she's okay with it phase. I'm in the poking the community to see if what you guys think of it phase. That's where we are. And I'm lazy and scared of technology, but at some point I'll get on the internet and start pressing buttons and figure it out. You know what I mean? Winters, have you played the updated Tyranids? Thoughts? Yes. Thoughts? Not much of a change, really. You know? It's a +1 strength in synapse. the thing is, most Tyrannid stuff that you want, punching stuff, doesn't really need +1 strength in Synapse because it's already pretty strong. There will be some occasions where that +1 strength in Synapse might help you wound a little bit better, but those incidences are few and far between. I'll give you an example. In the Blood Angels one, they had +1 strength and attack, and that wasn't enough for Blood Angels. So the most updated Blood Angels data faction rules are +2 strength and attacks on the charge. It kind of, yeah. So Tyrannids in Synapse, that +1 strength is meh. Giving some of the Synapse things Synapse back again, good. And putting a Neuro Tyrant in with, I did run them recently. I need to run some more. I want to run the Tyranids a little bit more and give it a proper tickle, because the one I ran, it didn't. Our future hobby loft needs an espresso machine. Blood Buffalo, thank you for your $2. I really appreciate your donation. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I mean, what I want to get up there is no plumbing or anything, just lighting and stuff. But a fridge would be good. But also, I want, like the backdrop when you see me stood there and there's got some miniatures behind me. I want to get some Titans as well. Like, get a Titan and send it off to Den so they can make a Warlord Titan look really good and have a Nemesis Titan on one side and a Warlord Titan on the other side. I want Titans. Who doesn't want Titans? Professionally painted, it would look so cool on the backdrop, and then I could put them on the table as well. I've got ideas, I've got dreams of just how good it could be. And an espresso machine would definitely add to the vibe. So thank you for your donation. You're an absolute legend. I love you. Is there enough room height? There is. There is lots of the loft. It's very tall. It's taller than the. Yes, it's pointy like a spire. +2 was game changer. Yeah, it hit a lot of breakpoints for it. Yes, for a power fist. Yeah. +2 strength was needed, not just +1 strength. Hi, Just Craig. Good evening to you too. Thank you. I have talked about the Berkshire Horus Heresy event off and on a couple of times during the stream. Thank you for running that. You absolute legend of the community. Thank you. You are forgiven. Financing idea for the loft. I would pay you £100 for the signed portrait of you gave away much. That one got me weak in the knees. Yes, I did give away a signed portrait of me at March of Winters. And you'd pay £100 for it. So what you're saying, Weasel, is I should give away cheesy signed portraits of me going. And along the bottom, I think I wrote, "You are awesome," or it was like that. £100 each. And I'd sell thousands of them. I want Titans. I want Titans too. I don't want Titans, said nobody ever. Exactly. So yeah, it could be signed portraits. Could be one of the could be one of the rewards, couldn't it, for certain people who give? Yeah, that could be a thing. That's a good idea. Is it a good idea? Is it really? It seems a signed portrait of me is like the last thing my wife would ever want on the wall. It's like, there's more of him. I thought he was downstairs. Oh dear. The Warhound is the coolest Titan in my... Yeah, of all the Titans, just looking at them, the Warhound looks like the coolest. The idea of these pack hunters. Visually, on its own, I agree with you, Lord Inquisitor Vex. The Warhound does look the coolest. Having said that, that's on its own. If ever you see a couple of Titans side by side next to each other, the Warlord, it's a Warlord Titan, and it's big, and it's there, and it weighs more than a dog, and it's lovely. Next to the Warhound, bigger's better. Next to the Warhound Titan, it's so much bigger, and so big is better, right? A bigger scoop of ice cream's better than a smaller scoop of ice cream. The Emperor Titan is cool as heck. Imperator's class Titans are also in cool as heck. There is no fixed pattern for an Emperor Titan or an Imperator Titan, or there's no set pattern. Unlike Mars pattern Warhound Titans or Sophia patterns Warlord Titans, things like that. So, yeah. What sizes donations need on the Golden Throne tablet in the lot? What size of donations? So I was thinking, if I did it, of having like a banner of eternal heroes or something like that. And I was talking to a friend, and he pointed out that he made a stupid amount of money in his job in finance, because, you know, he's in the hobby and you need a stupid amount of money in this hobby, or a 3D printer and access to eBay. It helps if you've got a stupid amount of money in this hobby, put it that way, because it is so expensive. You know, it's like 37 quid for a codex. It wasn't like £20 2 years ago or something. So he was saying, look, there's some people out there with a stupid amount of money. So you could have like a banner for like people who do £1,000 donations, and like a banner for people who do like £100 donations, for the major banners, and have their names immortalized forever, or their legions. Or like, so someone might want to say, don't put up their Joe blogs, put up their the 13th, you know, on immortalize them on the banner of eternal heroes. Have that sort of hanging from the wall. So yeah, they're just spitballing, just ideas. This is what I'm thinking. Why? What do you think? Should it be? I mean, that, yes. Stop talking about ice cream. We stopped talking about ice cream. We stopped. Everybody's gangsters till the church starts walking. I like that. Stuart Fields, lol, 37 quid for a codex, how easy you have it. That's because he lives in Hobbiton and it costs £1,000. Buy spots on chapter banners. New, it's like, yes, it's like, no. What? Maybe? Buy spots on chapter banners? I might have mentioned ice cream once, but I think I got away with it. You didn't get away with it. Everyone noticed. Forge World is too expensive, and Forge World doesn't exist anymore. It's just Games Workshop now. You'd like to donate to Loft. Thank you very much. Thank you. So these are ideas, and you guys who come along and watch me on the live streams and participate on the live streams, you're like tip of the spear here. I tell you about the videos that come out before I do the videos. I even tell you about the ideas for the videos before they come out. Tell you about this is a sharing, caring space. This is where we share and care with each other. So yeah, just sharing, caring, opening up, telling you the thoughts and things. So the loft space is definitely a thought thing, which it seems to be something I might be able to do. As it seems to be something I might be able to do, then I should start pushing it. I think maybe a few more chats, maybe a few more thoughts. It's a big commitment. Hey Winters, just wanted to say your heresy battle reports have me inspired to start collecting Emperor's Children. Got some nice, man. Good luck. Welcome to the hobby. The Emperor's Children are very good. They want to get in melee. They want to assault. Their ability is +1 initiative in the assault phase. So make them choppy, give them lots of swords, give them loads of Phoenix rapiers, and throw them in there. Have fun, man. Yeah, allowing people to name a model is a good idea. Allowing people to name a Titan is another good idea. Start issuing Winter's coins. Yeah, there's some reward things that could do. Prices just went up in New Zealand again. Did they? It's just, I feel for you if you're collecting in Hobbiton and in this hobby. I mean, this hobby's expensive here, but on the other side of the world, it's just crazy for you guys. Is Forge World still a thing? Yeah, exactly. Forge World is not a thing anymore. I told my friend Mike was over yesterday in the evening, and I was like, and he was like, I can't find Forge World. I was like, it's gone. It's on the new Games Workshop website. It's just, you go into Games Workshop and then you click on 40k or Heresy or Sigma or whatever it might be. It's all on the one. Forge World isn't a thing anymore. in the future, us oldies will talk about, I remember the days when Forge World was a thing, and the little kids will be like, but Daddy, what is Forge World? And you'll be like, you'll never understand, kid. You'll never understand. You weren't there, man. You weren't there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's gone. Boaty McBoatface. Anyway, thanks for sharing. Thanks for caring. Thanks for coming along to this Life's Blood Buffalo. Thank you for your third donation this evening. I'd buy a Winter's Lodge coin happily. So what you're saying is sell Lodge coins. Oh dear. That's an idea. That's an idea. That is an idea. I know a man who could make me some Lodge coins. That is an idea. I could sell some Lodge coins. Maybe. But yeah. Second that narrative campaign book idea. Yeah. Okay, there's ideas. There's loads of things we could do. Maybe consider an air conditioning for the loft. I'd love an air conditioner in the loft as well. It gets hot up here, let alone up there. But air conditioners are illegal in the UK. I said earlier in the stream that they're not allowed in the UK, and no one from the UK has refuted me so far. So it must be facts. You know what I mean? You're a heresy mainly channel. I'm not a heresy mainly channel. I'm a 40k mainly channel. I'm a me mainly channel. This is my hobby and this is what I'm doing now. And most of it is 40k. Because most of my armies are 40k. And I love 40k. I love playing with my orcs and my Tyranids and my Death Guard and all the things that you can't play in heresy. And I've always played whatever edition's in front of me. I love playing toy soldiers. I love painting toy soldiers. I love collecting toy soldiers. I love reading about toy soldiers. I've been in, you know, some people fish. Some people play golf. Some people throw themselves out of airplanes. I like sitting in small, sweaty rooms with men and talking about toys. That's what I like to do. And I love heresy as well. I love them both. My enjoyment of 40k is helping me enjoy heresy more. And my enjoyment of heresy is helping me enjoy 40k more. If I was just playing... They're two different rule systems. So if I was just playing heresy as much as I'm playing, would I still have as much love for it? And if I was just playing 40k and no heresy, would I still have as much love for it? By flipping between the two systems, which is just about enough to keep in my head. By flipping between the two systems, it's helping me refresh my love for both of the systems. I'm really rather enjoying 40k right now. I was having a chat with Sultan the other day when did I last see him? I forget when. I think it was Wednesday. I'm pleased he's enjoying his Tau Codex now. I'm pleased he got round to 10th edition and is enjoying Tau, finally. He's enjoying 40k again, finally. Because 10th, it was hard for him at the beginning, but he's enjoying it. But I'm really enjoying 10th right now. I'm leaning into it. If you lean into the cheese, that's what they want you to do in this edition, you'll enjoy it more. You can play it narratively. If you're a collector, if you're a hobbyist, and you've got a passion project... and you just want to build a whole Deathwing army, or you just want to build a whole Goths clan, or if you just want to build, you can do that, and you can play that with your friends. But the edition is a bit cheesy, and they want you to lean into it. And so if you do add on a bit of the Gorgonzola and lean into it a bit more, the edition comes alive a bit more from a gaming point of view than just a hobby and collecting hobbyist point of view. But collecting, hobby, and the point of view is the goal of all of us here. So that's good. It's good, and I'm glad there's still enough flexibility in the system that you can play it that way. But I just wish there was some other mission systems as well, like the old Maelstrom of War, like the old Open War decks. I've banged on about it before. There should be. It's not. The lean and cheese isn't the rules per se, it's the mission deck that wants you to lean and cheese. You know what I mean? It's that side of things. And if you do lean and cheese, it comes alive a bit more. But if they had a mission deck that wasn't so cheesy, that was more bacony, then would be good. You know? Just appeal to... give us more things. Sid! Thank you for gifting a membership, GG's. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. I like 10th edition because it's my first edition. Yes, I've spoken to many people and they've come in at 10th edition. And 10th edition is great. If this is your first edition, this is your own edition, then this is the best edition you've ever played. Maelstrom, I miss it so much. Yeah, me too. Me too. You're not joined the Death Watch army. Oh yeah, that's another thing as well, because if you stay in it long enough, editions come and if you stay in it long enough, you're going to need more than one army. Because an edition will roll round where your one army is a bit shite. So it's probably a good call in Warhammer 40k, if you stay in it for the longer term, to have at least 2, preferably 3. Because if one or so of those drop off the cliff every now and then, you've always got an army that has... Like Necrons play well right now, Death Guard play well right now, Orcs play well right now. They're not entirely broken, those codexes, a la Craftworld Eldar at the start of the edition. They're strong, but not broken, and they play well. Orcs feel orky. Necrons feel necron-y. Death Guard feel Death Guard-y. Space Marines don't feel that. Space Marines, there's something about the Space Marines. They don't feel so... They're narratively, and like Tyranids as well. It's synapse and the psychic phase, and they've changed the way Tyranids feel on a fundamental level now, so that they're just big hitbox monsters rather than what it was before. It doesn't feel exactly the same. Stuart Fields, thank you for your 7 months. A button was flashing and said I could send this. Press that button. Rolfus, thank you for your 14 months. His button was flashing as well. We've got flashing buttons going off, red buttons, craziness. Click all the buttons all the time. Make sure all the buttons are clicked. Yes. Mechanicus have suffered the most. Yes. If you play 40k for any length of time, I mean, this is your first edition, dude, but if you play it for any length of time, you're going to need more than one army as the editions roll round, is my advice. I mean, basically it gets even more expensive than you think, because it's not just one army, it's 7 armies. Oh, dear. Tyranids do feel better since the update, but not much. They feel a bit better, but not much. I was talking about, in the sense, narratively speaking, the way they feel to play has changed from how they used to feel. So, what's the way to explain it? Like, World Eaters always feel like this. Grr, right? Dark Eldar have always felt a bit glass cannon-y, a bit tricksy, zipping around all over the place. Tyranids were fearless when they were in synapse, and managing your synapse well in whatever edition with a strong psychic phase was part of the feel of the terror. But now you don't really need to manage your synapse anymore, because what is Battle Shock anyway, and all the psychic powers are baked into just their data sheets because the psychic phase is gone. So what you've got is loads of swarms with small hitboxes, or monsters with big hitboxes stomping up the table doing it. They've changed the feel of the army to play with or play against. That's what I meant. I didn't mean it was bad or good. I just meant the overall feel is wobbled. Whereas Death Guard still feel Death Guard-y. You get within contagion range and -1 strength, -1 toughness. -1 toughness, -1 armor save. What they could have done with the Death Guard is given them their feel no pain back, just a flat 6-up feel no pain or something. They could have done something like that. But at least they didn't. It still feels Death Guard-y. Necron's getting back up still feels... You know what I mean? You want your army, you want your faction to feel a bit like how they are in the book a bit, or how your imagination says that's what they should do. You know what I mean? Like Blood Angels now, like you said, yeah. Your Blood Angels on the charge, +2 strength, +1 attack. When Blood Angels charge, you feel it, as opposed to other Space Marines charging you. And when it isn't the charge phase, you notice the difference between Blood Angels not charging and Blood Angels charging. So, yeah. 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 Anyway. Thank you for swinging by. Thank you for chatting and things. Thank you and stuff and things. It's been glorious. It's hot. I am sweating my balls off. I need to go in the shower. The sun's going down. I've almost finished my sparkling spring water from Asda. Other sparkling spring waters are available. Thank you everyone for joining me on this live stream. Thank you to the VOD squad who are watching this afterwards. You people are curious. The fact that anyone would watch this afterwards is crazy, but thank you. No, I'm not intoxicated. And thank you. And thank you to my members. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to all the people who support me. Love you guys. Yeah. Happy Wargaming.